Good morning, Inconceivable fitness friends and family. We got another great workout this morning called Dartboard, and it's going to be 2 6-minute AMRAPs. So we have a 6-minute portion where we're doing as many rounds or reps as possible of 3 different movements. Then you get a 2-minute break followed by another 6-minute AMRAP of 3 similar but different movements. And the first AMRAP is going to be some bent over rows, then some V-ups, then some box jumps, and the next we're going to go on to push-ups, sit-ups, and reverse lunges. So to get started, let's get some nice easy arm circles. Let's get 10 of them in each direction. Gradually moving into larger circles. I guess around 10. I can't count and talk, you know this. Backwards now. 8, 9, 10. All right, and then we'll show ourselves some love. So a little hug in here. 10 of these, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And then to continue to open up the back here. So interlace your hands together and then pull forward so that you're opening up between the shoulder blades and the spine there. Just want to kind of cave that chest in and then light pressure against the hands to deepen the stretch. Good, relax. Now we're going to interlock behind us and push down, so shoulders back and down. And this time we're stretching not only the pectorals, deltoids, but also a little bit of your biceps if you're pulling those arms down. A couple more seconds here. All right, now I'm going to start a timer and we'll get a little bit more cardio type stuff going. So the first thing is going to be 30 seconds of Samson lunges. We're just going to lunge forward, reach tall, lunge forward, reach tall. And you want to feel a stretch in the hip flexor of that backwards leg. And again, you're stepping far enough outward that you have stability. And then you want to find 90-degree angle in that front knee. We have 10 seconds here. If you want to rotate in the last couple, you can do that. Next thing we're going to do is push up to down dog. So we're going to walk ourselves out and hit a push up here. And then nice easy down dog, stretching the hamstrings, glutes, calves, and just alternate between these two. If you have to go down from your knees for the push up, that's fine. And then bring the hips up for the down dog. 10 more seconds here. One more, and then we're going to stay down here for Spider-Mans. So alternating Spider-Mans, we're going to bring a foot up outside, and then just walk it back and do the other side. So you should feel a nice stretch in the inside of the groin here, as well as the hamstring a little bit. Just opening up your hips. In 5 more seconds, we're going to some leg raises. So we'll lay on the ground. You can hold your hands out to the side or underneath the glutes. Just warming up the abs a little bit, as well as the hip flexor. If you want to do one leg at a time to make it a little bit easier, you can do that as well. If you're just gonna go for a little tuck, that also works. In 10 seconds, we're gonna get up and do some reverse lunges. If you can bring a little speed into it, that warms you up even more. Okay, reverse lunges. So we're stepping back, getting a 90-degree angle in the front, 90-degree in the back, and just barely touching that floor. I'm lucky enough to have a little mirror behind me now so I can see. So not only are we stretching the hip flexor again, but this time we're activating the glutes a little bit. So drive through your heel. And 3 seconds, inchworm to push up. So this time we're walking ourselves out. You can push up from the knees if you want. And then we walk ourselves back in, stand tall. Stretching your hamstrings again, your calves, warming up the arms. 10 more seconds. Okay. Good. So that's it for the warm-up portion. We're going to go over the movements now. So for the first AMRAP, we have 9 bent over rows, 9 V-ups, and then 9 box jumps. So for bent over rows, you can grab whatever kind of weight you have, kettlebell, dumbbell, can of soup, small dog, whatever is heavy, whatever provides resistance. We're going to get 9 each arm. So ideally, you could do these 9 on each side, so one at a time. You're just going to bend over forward, keep your back straight. And then what we're going to do is sort of have that launch pad from the heel up to the shoulders, and then just pull straight up to the pectoral, keeping your arm right against the side of your body. So if you have the weight in your right hand, left foot's forward. Notice straight line from my heel all the way up to my shoulders, pulling straight up with that weight straight to the pectoral, and then down again. And trying to really isolate the core and the back so that you're feeling a bit of a pull right here between the shoulder blades as well as on the shoulder. And then you also want to avoid rotating your torso. You want to keep it straight. So let's get 5 of these on each side. We're going to switch to the other one. Same thing, straight back, straight legs. 1, 2. You can rest your hand on the forward knee if you need to. Now, if you feel like it, and that being off balance is really weird for you, you can have both of your weights and basically bend at the hips, shooting the hips straight back, and do 2 at once. I'll let you decide there. Next thing is going to be V-ups. So we're on the ground, and we're going to raise our torso up at the same time as we raise our feet. You're going to touch the ground behind you here, and come up and touch those feet. So alternatives for these are going to be, you just tuck in and out. That'll be a little bit easier. If you want to go one arm and one leg, and that way the arm that's down can assist you a little bit, that's another great option. And then if you want to simply go to crunches for this first round, you can do that as well. And then your box jumps are super straightforward. We're going to jump onto a box. The key points on this one are going to be using that hip extension. So whatever the height of your box, you still want to jump as tall as you can and then land tall. So the idea is that I'm jumping high with a hip explosion and landing with my legs almost straight here. What you want to avoid is jumping up onto that box and landing in a squat, because then you have to squat again to get yourself up. So we're going to jump tall, full explosion, land tall. If you're doing a step up, same thing. You're going to come up with one foot and then drive through and then finish in that standing position. So of course, if you're doing box jumps are pretty straightforward. Otherwise, you're going to be stepping 1 foot at a time, trying to get 9 each foot. All right, well that's it for the first AMRAP. 2 minutes of break looks something like this for 2 minutes. Pretty simple. The second AMRAP is going to be push-ups, sit-ups, and reverse lunges. So your push-ups, RX version, you're going to have a straight line from your heels to your glutes to your shoulders. We're going to come down where those arms hit 90 degrees, and then we're going to push all the way back up to a lockout of the arms. So you get 5 push-ups with me. If you want to go to your knees, that is perfectly acceptable for your push-ups. If you have to do sort of an inchworm thing here, whatever your level of comfort is for pushing yourself off the ground, we're going to find that. Sit-ups are pretty straightforward. I have an ab mat. I'll probably use it in the workout. So you can touch your hands behind your head and then use those arms to throw forward. And then you want to sit through the window with your shoulders, so you're sitting tall and forward. So my shoulders want to pass the plane of the hips, and then my hands want to touch the ground right in front of my feet. And then we'll just cycle those. If that's too intense, or if you find it's just difficult without an ab mat, you of course can go do some regular crunches here, where we're going for height with the shoulders. You're not so much just curling your body forward like this. You're actually trying to lift your shoulders up off the ground as straight up as possible. You can also go into maybe Russian twists where you've got a weight, you're doing this thing sideways. You can go into some bicycles. You can do more leg raises, whatever you want to do to replace those sit-ups if you don't like sit-ups. And then finally, we have reverse lunges on each leg. So you're going to count to 18. That's going to be 9 each leg here. Stepping back, 90 degrees in the front. Back knee is just touching the ground. Step up, step back. And what we want to make sure we're doing here is keeping weight even through the front foot on the way down and then driving up through the heel on the way forward. And just tapping that back knee. So for a practice round, go ahead and get 1 round of each of those. So that's going to be 9 bent over rows, 9 sit-ups, 9 box jumps, quick break, and then 9 push-ups, 9 sit-ups, 9 reverse lunges. And then go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll come back here for the WOD. See you in a bit.